Hey friends, welcome to week 10. Here we are. This is our last regular lecture week, and then we just have finals, and then we can set our sights for the break, which I know you have well deserved. But this week, there's some things that I want to explore with you that I hope will be really, really helpful. One of the things that you do in youth ministry is not just work with students, though it's super important. You also know that you work with families, super important. But I think there's two other layers that you probably are going to encounter if you haven't encountered them already that I just want to reflect on. The first is how you work with volunteers. The way you recruit them, the way you support them, the way that they're making sense of their own lives is a really, really important thing to think about when it comes to volunteers. As a matter of fact, I think that we've done a lot of work on this in some of the contexts that I've been a part of. And I found that when we do a good job with our volunteers, we actually raise the retention rate with our volunteers. They actually want to come back. They actually want to stick around, which is not just a great feeling for a leader to kind of go, we've got a high retention rate, but think about what it means for the advocacy of young people. When a volunteer joins and then they stick around for a year or 2 years or next year, what happens is that there's a consistency that this volunteer has with young people, and young people love consistency. They want to know and see a familiar face. It helps them in their own faith formation, and in a very, very powerful way, we're advocating for young people when we actually take care of our volunteers. So I want to just give you some looks and some thoughts to think about that may really help you, including a volunteer arc that you can adopt and use, and I hope that you find that really, really helpful. The second thing that I want to do is I want to talk about internships. Okay. Maybe you have interns. Maybe you've been in an internship. Maybe it's been great. Maybe it hasn't been. I find that more often than not, people have not great internships. And so I've been on sort of a cause to sort of reimagine that and to think about that. And I've developed some different internship projects over the course of my time, both in churches and in seminaries. And so I want to just give you some looks and some things to think about with regards to that. How do we think about internships in our particular context, whether it's a faith community or church or organization or nonprofit or whatever it might be? And how do we do this in such a way where we are ready for internships? Like, what is the role that we have as leaders and as an environment to actually embrace and invite in an internship so that they can have a healthy and beautiful and hopefully kingdom-oriented experience? So those are the two things that we're going to talk about. I hope you find that really, really helpful to you. The readings that you're going to have hopefully will supplement that and really, really set you up. And then right now you should be starting to think about your final papers. I've given you some looks and a rubric and things to think about with that. Rachel and I are here for you and more than happy to help you think about your topic. 9 times out of 10, when I talk with students about their project, usually their topic is too broad. And one of the things that Rachel and I love to do is try to really help you refine your topic so that's really, really manageable. We want this to be a great experience for you, something that you can actually use back in your particular context, and we want it to be something that's manageable and appropriate for the space that you have for that. So you don't need to be afraid. We are here for you, and we want to help you any way that we can. So as we come into this 10th week, I know that sometimes it could be overwhelming. You've got a lot of things coming at you, but I want you to lean in this week because this is the moment where the magic begins to happen, where the things that you've been learning over the last few months begin to attach with how you're trying to bring them all together. They can oftentimes open up new possibilities that help you think about how what you're learning and doing might actually have an impact in the spaces where you're actually serving right now. So don't take a step back, lean in a little bit more. Don't be afraid. Rachel and I are here for you, and we can't wait to see what you come up with. Okay, so take a deep breath. You got this. And may you know this week God's grace and peace.